Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. We'll just wait for 5 more minutes for everyone else to join, and then we'll begin with the session. We'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes more and then begin the session. Also, there's a giveaway announcement, so everyone who has joined,
We'll
please stay
just
tuned
wait
with
for
us.
1 or 2 minutes more and then begin the.
All right, I think we can begin now. First of all, hello everyone. Before we start the session, there's a special giveaway announcement. We'll be having giveaways every day during our sessions, and the amazing giveaway prizes include Amazon vouchers and books. The giveaways are generally sponsored by LNAI, Fueler, and Rosenfield Media. Stay tuned till the end of the session and fill out the feedback form to enter the giveaway. Also, a short surprise. Here's a giveaway announcement of 750 INR Amazon gift card from LNAIT. What are the steps to participate? First, you have to explore and start the Ellen Web SDK on GitHub here, which I am posting on comments right now. The next step is to fill out the form with the GitHub username you used to start the repo. And woohoo, you are all set to win the giveaway. I have put up the links for the GitHub as well as the form. So please make sure to fill it to win the 750 INR Amazon gift card. There will be a single winner in this giveaway. So please make sure that you fill and you win. Okay, so let's start with the session. Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to the session How to Ace Your Hackathon Pitch by Mr. Khalid. Khalid is a DevRel engineer at Codiga, MLH coach, organizer of Azure Developer Community and Developer Days, and is the co-organizer of Mozilla Durg. The stage is all yours, Mr. Khalid.
Thank you, Shankara, for the lovely introduction. And can we have my slide on the screen, right? Like people might be thinking there might be another one hour of just seeing the slideshow. Don't worry, I'm not a big fan of giving big 1 hour slideshow. It's just an introduction part. Although Shankara have already introduced myself, but there's an introduction about me that hi, I am Khalid. I am working as a DevRel engineer at Codiga.io. We provide coding assistant and static code analysis to our platform. I'm also a coach at Major League Hacking for the APAC region. I am organizer of various hackathons and developer communities. Some of them are Developer Days, Azure Developer Community Raipur, Mozilla Durg, and apart from like speaking into or being into DevRel and hackathons, I am a national level public speaker and MUNer, if you know what MUN is. I like traveling to hackathons and visiting different cities. And other than being into professionalism, I am also a student. I am pursuing computer science and engineering from Billa Institute of Technology, Durg. You can connect me through my social handle, that is Twitter and LinkedIn. Now, if it's great if my slide can be removed from the stream so I can more focus on the yes, thank you. So, talking about starting with how to ace an hackathon, right? Starting with the basics. What is an hackathon? Now, in order to give a good pitch, you need to understand what is an hackathon and what type of hackathon suits you the best. There are a couple of hackathons there are couple of types of hackathons like a corporate hackathon, student-centric hackathons, and many more hackathons like a designathon and ideathons, and not related only to the code, and some are related to code itself. So you must understand hackathon is not a competition but an experience. Hackathons not only teaches you how to code and how to be a good coder, but also helps you to boost your team building skills, boost your public speaking skills, and many more things through hackathons. And you must understand one basic thing: a good public speaker alone can't ace your hackathon pitch. You need to understand there are four basic concepts on how you can work on your hackathon project to ace into the results. You first of the thing, I said it before that you need not to consider hackathon as a competition, but you need to understand what the problem statement is and how you can solve the problem statement with your code. The things required for a good pitch is you need to have a good team, you have to have a good code, a good documentation, and a good presentation. Presentation by means the public speaking or how confident you are while speaking at hackathons. Now, the scenario of hackathons have changed very much during the initial days, and now considering the COVID situation, many of the hackathons are online. So you not need not need to require having like live pitching rounds. When I used to participate in hackathons in my first initial years of my college, there was live pitching rounds in hackathons. I don't know about online hackathons, but most of the hackathons which Major League Hacking or the other hackathons does have a demo video and documentation which is required to pitch your hackathon project. But there are various type of pitches you can face while participating in hackathons. One is an offline pitch. Second is an online live pitch. I have coached a few hackathons where people had elimination rounds, and the final product or the finalists need to live pitch their project in front of the judges. And the third type of pitches is demo video and documentation. I'd be more focusing on offline pitches, hope that the COVID situation is improving, and online live pitch can also be taken the steps. Note that don't follow me completely. These are some of the tips and some of the learnings which I have learned through mentoring, judging, or organizing various hackathons. You need to you can find inspiration. You can't copy me alone every time. So make sure you use your own brain and think on what I'm telling. And if you feel it right, there might be people who won't like this session, but make sure you do give me feedback at the end of the session. Now, starting with the hackathon pitch. Your hackathon pitch starts from the day you form a team or the day you choose an idea. There are two ways, like a team can make an idea or an idea can make the team. You're free to choose whatever you like. I personally believe that the team makes the idea and not the idea does not make the team. That is something I'll suggest. Like if you have a team, make sure your idea can relate to the team. Try understanding the problem statement, like what the problem exactly solved, what exactly is the problem, where exactly does the problem exist, like which genre of the product, or sorry, genre, or the which ecosystem your product will be applicable. When does the problem comes to life, and what exactly does the problem impact others. These are the four things when you need to understand while choosing a problem statement. Once you choose a good problem statement, at least one person from the team should relate to the problem statement. That is, connect to the problem statement. Now, for example, if you are making a product on, maybe if you are making a project on how to ensure good healthcare services, and there's no one in the team who can understand the problem, there's no way you can explain your product or explain your project to the judges. Another example is if you are making something related to women's safety or women's security or anything related to women, there should be one woman member in the team that can understand the problem more than you. So that is something you need to make in keep in mind while choosing a good problem statement. If you are choosing the other way, like choosing a team before the choosing the team after the idea is formed. For example, if you are the lead of the team and you have chose a particular idea, so you need to make sure you make a good in diverse and an inclusive team while choosing good teammates. That is, again I said that same that's all the same problem, that any one of the team members should relate to the problem, at least one actually. At least if a person is good enough to understand the problem, you will be having extra points while explaining the problem. The second thing which I said is the code. You need to write a good code while uh, preparing your project. Note that a good code is not the quality code. There's a lot of difference between a good code and a quality code, according to me at least. Some people might think the other way, but according to me, there's a big difference between a good and a quality code. Quality code is important, but not necessary. Quality code means you are choosing the correct algorithms, you are choosing the correct way to how to make the project, right? So, in order to make good code, you should make sure that you make sure the judge actually understands your code. Sometimes people judges also look by chance get the look to the code, then he should understand what the code does and what does the product do. So before starting the code, how to write a good code, as I already said, the presentation part is not the only way how you communicate your project to the audience. You need to write good, your code does a major part in contributing towards the hackathon pitch. The other two are writing good documentation. The third one is the pitch, as I said. Coming back to what is a good code, quality code uh, is something different, which I already explained, that whether a code is using the correct algorithm, the correct ways to solve the computer science thing of the project. But a good code is, once again I'm repeating, you need to learn that the project is correctly explained through the code. The best way to do this thing is use comments in the code. For example, if I made a particular function that will give a pop-up notification on the browser when the button is clicked, you can write a comment If it's in React, you can use double slashes and write what the particular functional block does. So that is something which is comes in the good code. Keep different components in different files. For example, I do a lot of React stuff, so there are components, there are props. It should be bifurcated in the file system. And make sure, like, don't feel anywhere anxious or hesitated while submitting the project, because you are here to learn. You can make mistakes in the code, you can even make mistakes in the documentation. That's fine, that's not a big problem. Judges understand that you're here to learn. Now, as I said, quality code is important but not necessary. If you are participating in student hackathons, like what Major League Hacking and other hackathon organizers does, we don't usually focus on quality code. But if you are participating in corporate level hackathons, like there are some companies who organize hackathon in order to hire some people, right? In there are some hackathons who there are some companies who basically allow to conduct hackathons to solve their corporate level problems. In that case, you need to write quality code as well. Now, the second most important things in your hackathon pitch is a good documentation. A good documentation means your code or your whole project should be summed up in within like 500 to 600 words easily, though, so that the judge, if you're not into the live coding, live pitching round, or if you are not into directly interacting with the judge, they can understand the project very easily. A clean and a descriptive documentation is a really important part of your project. The document needs to be descriptive but short as well, because there are lots of submission and hackathons. There might be some cases where the judge is not able to go through the each and every step of the each and every step, each and every line of your documentation. So make sure you write these documentation in a short and a descriptive way. Documents need to be document should be written in a simple language for better understanding, because if you are using jargons inside the hackathon documentation, it would be more or less similar to a WhatsApp message, right? Very clearly and very frankly, I'm saying, if you are writing a hackathon or a project documentation, it should be on point and apt point, right? It should contain everything written so that a layman can understand the problem. And even a judge don't need to use their brain to understand what your project does. Like, according to me, a good documentation should at least contain the inspiration of the project, the problem statement, how the problem is being solved, how the project has been built, challenges the team ran through while understanding the or while making the project, what's next, what are the next you are thinking to implicate in your projects, a good tech stack, what tech stack has been used in the products, and what are the installation instructions of your project. This was all about the non-public speaking part of your hackathon pitch. If you have any doubt, please free to ask it right now, or we can have the Q&A at the end as well. But if you have any doubt, you can ask now. By the way, there's some couple of folks whom I know. Hi Anshuman, hi Abir. I guess I know Karuna as well. If she is from MLH, I'm not sure. So is there any questions for me, or should I move to the live pitching round or the public speaking part of your hackathon pitch? I guess there are no more questions. So we can go to the next part of the session, that is the live pitch. Now, it is the most important part of being in hackathons. Pitch is how you actually present your project to the judges. Uh, According to me, 60 there's a 60-40 ratio of your project and the pitch. So the 60% is the your code, how your project works, what are the features in your projects, and the 40% is how you pitch or how you make the judge understand your project. So live pitch is the time where the judges are present in front of you, and you need to make them understand what your project does, what is the problem statement, and people what are the benefits of your particular project. Starting with how you give awesome pitch in an hackathon. These are some of the points which I have noted through my experience being a mentor, being a judge, being an MLH coach at various hackathons. The first thing and the first foremost thing is introduce the team, because you are not the one who is representing or the pitching the project. There's the whole team behind this who have worked so hard for 20 to 20 24 to 48 hours in making this project. Now, introduce the problem statement. Make sure the judge understand the problem statement before they understand the project, because until unless they are face the same problem statement, they won't be able to relate to the project, the problem statement. So if the judge is able to understand the problem statement, it would be much easier for them to understand the project and how the implications of the projects or your submission at the hackathon. Like a very clear example I'm giving. For example, if you have made a project that will ensure proper healthcare in rural areas, so how will you pitch? So starting with not so correct way, hey, we have made a project to help promote proper healthcare in rural areas. This is not the wrong way. This is actually a wrong way. You just wrote the broad area, broad implication of the project. Instead, you can use words or descriptive words like, hey, today most of the people die because of medical late in medical consultation or late in medical services. To solve this problem, we have made this project. Our project contains an amazing feature that will help you to reach and ensure proper healthcare in rural areas. Like if you are able to understand what is the difference between both the pitches. The first pitch is very broad. The judge may or may not able to understand the problem. But in second pitch, like you have explained that there are many people who are dying because of medical negligence or improper medical services. So you have made this problem, you have made this project to solve that particular problem. Now, once you are good to go with the problem statement and judge is too much confident about the problem statement and he or she can relate to the particular problem, try sticking to the time limit, because that is one of the part that will make sure the judge that you are very serious in participating in the hackathon. That is how you present an hackathon. uh, Try, like there are many hackathons which has 3 to 4 or 5 minutes of pitching round. Try segregating your pitch according to this. The main mistake which everyone does while participating in hackathons, that they take the pitching round at the last, very last part of the preparation. That is not how exactly you work on the project. Uh, try preparing your pitching part at least a night before the submission round. For example, if you have to submit the project the next day 12 noon, try working on the pitch at 8 p.m. tonight, so that you are good to go with everything. Now, once you are while preparing the hackathon pitch, you need to make sure that every team, every member of the team is involved in the pitch, because as I said before, it's not you pitching your idea, it's your team pitching an idea in the project. So unless and until your team is involved completely in the pitch, you cannot you cannot actually show the inclusiveness of the team. So if your team is involved in the pitch, it would be a extra point that you have given everyone equal opportunities while participating in the hackathon pitch. Now, t- keeping aside the public speaking part, there's a demo part of the code you need to give it. Give a short and a simple demo of the product of the project, so that it covers all the important features of the technical part of the project. Don't cover problem faced, rather cover problem solved. Now, most of the people, what they do, they stop, like they spend most of the time wasting, like 1 or 2 minutes of time wasting of the problem faced part of the hackathon pitch. For example, hey, we are not knowing Flutter. We first understood what the basics of Flutter and then made this project. Instead, there's a very usual thing where judges ask when you pitch, like don't cover that part. Judges will automatically ask that what are the problems faced in while making this project. Rather, cover the problem solved part in these 1 or 2 minutes, so that they can more relate to the problem statement. Now, be always open for suggestions and Q&A. Make sure everyone from the team gets an equal chance of answering to question and answers and everything related to the project. So when I used to form team, I used to make sure every like there's one person from every particular department in your team. For example, I we used to make a 4-person team. One used to be a UI UX person who know how to code. The other two were the hard coders, and the third one who is a good presentation, who is good in documentation. So this is a perfect balance in the team. So you need to make sure there's an equal balance while making a team. I guess I missed this point while explaining the benefits of a good team, but make sure you keep this in mind as well. So once you have explained everything to the judges, your pitch does not end here. Actually, it is just the first part of your hackathon pitch. Once this pitch is done, make sure you ask and reach out to the judges regardless of what the results are. Like, consider that your hackathon is ended and your result is out, and maybe may or may not be you are the winner, but make sure you do reach out to the judges and ask them for the suggestions, and then implement these suggestions in the product project. And don't think that if the hackathon has end you will stop working on the project. Sometimes a good project may lead to a good product in future. You can even form it as a good sort of software as a service or product as a service branch in the tech industry. Make sure you keep working on the project so that it actually shows how serious you were with the project while making an hackathons. Now, what are the benefits of being a good pitcher or being a good communicator at a hackathon? You can get a lot of job opportunities while being a good communicator and being a good being a good participant in a hackathon. The first and for I said there are a lot of job opportunities. That being a good communicator in a hackathon, being a good speaker at an hackathon have helped me to get DevRel role I'm working right now. Um, this is a very quick example of how you can get good opportunities just by participating or organizing or mentoring or judging hackathons. I became an MLH coach after I conducted a couple of hackathons before with my team. This is one a clear benefit of being in a good, being active in hackathon and developer communities. I guess this was all about the major part of how you can be good at hackathon by a good speaker, by a good documentation. Let me quickly sum up for you. Right. Once again, being a good communicator is not enough for giving a good hackathon pitch. You need to have a good team. You need to be. You need to have a good team. You need to have a good code. Once again, I'm saying a good code doesn't mean a quality code. Good code means the code should be understandable enough for the judges to understand what that particular project does. You need to have a good documentation, because a good documentation will help you to understand the project into the to make sure the judges understand the project if you are not going to the live pitching round. And a good presentator, that is a public speaker, is a good part of your team, an extension to your team. Now, the first live pitching round is the offline pitching round is done. The second part is online live pitching. I have been a coach to one hackathon under MLH. Like, I don't remember the name, where people had elimination system in that particular hackathon. And these elimination system, the first round was the idea round, the second round was the did code round, and third round was the documentation round. And each at every step there was like eliminating people on based on their like based on their progress in the hackathons. And the finalists were called on a Zoom meeting there, where they were pitching the live their product live on the Zoom link or the screen to the judges. So this is how online live pitching works. In online live pitching, make sure you keep the first three, that is a good team, good code, and good documentation is common for everything. The first is the final presentation part. Make it short, because usually in online hackathons and usually in online live pitching round, the time limit is very 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure you do stick to that particular timeline, because that will help you to make the judges understand that you are very pretty serious about the hackathon. And the next part is be confident about your product. you should be the more you should have the 100% confident that your project will solve that particular problem statement. Note that is not that you are overconfident about your project. You should be open for suggestions and feedbacks, because that is pretty much as important as a good documentation or a good code, because feedbacks make good projects in later on stage of your development. uh, when you go with the demo part, there's third type of pitching which is very common in major league hacking and day folio events, that there you need to submit a documentation and demo video. In the demo video, don't waste much time, because in demo video there are 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes of time which is given to you to explain your project. In that particular time, you just focus on showing the important features and the problem statement. Skip the introduction and the feedback part or the Q&A part. Just focus on the problem statement and how the project solve the problem statement. And the demo video should be in the time limit as well, because in most of the cases in major league hacking or the other events, the judges don't look more than 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes, like 2.05 minutes or 2.06 minutes is acceptable, but not like you should not exclude much into the time limit. And the tech stack should be the second part of the online demo. Is you should have a good documentation. As I said, each and everything is should be explained in a descriptive way but in a short way. I guess I have covered most of the pitches, like offline pitch, online live pitch, and demo video. If there's any question, I guess there are a couple of questions. I guess the first question is, how should we approach people to becoming teammates? Huh. So this question is very common while I'm coaching or being a mentor at Hackathon. That how to find good teammates. Uh, Finding good teammates is a very important and a difficult task. What I usually do is I am not a person who make my friends as the hackathon teammates, because there's a barrier between being a friend and being a teammate. So my teammates were usually the people who are participating or I have met through networking at various hackathons. And you need, if you are approaching the people for becoming good teammates, most of the hackathon Slack channels or Discord channels have a separate area where you put people like a request for teammates and team building channels, where you can write down your you did not need to explain the project idea, but you can write that I need a teammate who can work on front end web development, who can work on Next.js, who can work on Node.js. That is something you can write, and if they reach and if you find good, you can actually add them to your team. I hope that answered the question. The next question, I guess, is from Akriti. Sir, should the doc submitted doc be short in size? Yes, because most of the time judges don't have much time to go through each of the documentation line by line. So they usually skip the part if the documentation is very long. So you need to focus more, be mostly focused on the important points in a descriptive way. So in short, like document should be in short in size, but as descriptive as possible. Akriti has one more question, I guess. In the live pitching round, only one team members present. That depends upon the rules of the hackathons. For example, I don't know about Devcation, but in most of the time, people do allow multiple people to present at the same time. If the live pitching round only have one team member to present, make sure you elaborate each and everyone's contribution towards the project. Like each and every one teammate should be get the equal opportunity to show their contribution into the project. So if you are the leader, if you are the one presenting the project, make sure you elaborate uh, each and everyone's contribution to the projects. At just do it in the last part if there's time left. There's one question from uh, presentation is most important than code. Actually, as already said, there's a 60-40 ratio according to me when you are pitching in a hackathon. 60% is the code. Of course, the product should work, and rather the 40% is the part where your hackathon, the product should be more descriptive and it depends upon that the audience is able to understand what your project does. That is why we have DevRel roles in the corporate industry right now, because being a product is good, but the community should know that how your product works. uh, Akriti, I have one more question. Should the complete tech stack be explained in the first part only? I'm not sure about the question. Can you write in an elaborative way in the comment section so I can explain? Okay, there's one more question about approaching people for teammates. I've already explained that part. You can reach out to Discord channel or the people who have already participated in a hackathon. Consider hackathon as a networking opportunity. So if you're part in a hackathon, you should not be focused more into your project only. You have the time, you can go along and network with the people and make connections there at the hackathon itself, and make sure you can make them be your teammates in the next part of your hackathon, next hackathon, next competition. So that will be one way you can find good teammates. And the second one is, already I said, there are separate Slack or Discord channels and hackathon servers where you can reach out to people. uh, I guess, if there's any more question you can ask. It can be not related to the hackathon page. If you have any doubt being in a DevRel, or what Major League Hacking does, or what an hackathon is, if or and how to be good at coding and all, you can quickly ask here itself. I'll be happy to help in that regard as well. Should we present a demo of our product in the first round and they are separate round of it? That actually depends on the different rules of the hackathons. I'm not sure about this hackathon, but actually it depends upon the rules. As I said, it should be all morely focused on the rules of the hackathons. I have just gave a general idea of on how hackathon works at different ways. Okay, Mahima has a question: how to be a good coder? A good coder is a person, as I said, there's a difference between a good code and a quality code. Good code, a good code is how descriptive is the code, and the judge should understand what uh, the code is. And if you are asking on how to be a good at coding, you need to make projects, participate in hackathons, and keep everything in public. There are some people who keep learning different tech stuff but are not able to present your skills. Make sure you are, if you have skills, make sure you are able to present your skills to the audience. And that is how thing work, being a good coder. And if you want to be a quality coder, focus on your coding skills, contribute to open source projects, get into different programs that will help you to boost your skills. And for example, there are many sites where you can learn coding, such as Free Code Camp, there's Simba, there are many boot camps which you can participate and learn uh, different tech stack. Just make sure you are good enough to complete that particular training or course, or if you're starting a product, make sure you are completing that particular project or particular code. Another thing is, when you are into coding, uh, try documenting everything when you are learning something. For example, if you are building a Discord bot, you need to learn what is JavaScript. If you are making in JavaScript, if you are making Python, that is a different way. I'm more focused on JavaScript and I like JavaScript a lot, so I'll giving the example of JavaScript. So if you are making something related to Discord bot using Discord JS, documents what things you have learned through different tech stack, your documentation. If you are learning a new skill, start by going through documentation of that particular thing. For example, if you are learning Discord JS, if you're learning React JS, there's a huge library of documentation made by the team. Go through documentation, understand the concept, and start learning the things you need to understand, you need to implement in the project. So that is how it works. First, go through documentation, go through the requirements of the project, understand the requirements, learn the requirements, and make the project. That is a simple way, or a summarized way on how to be a good coder. There's one question: how can we get into into MLH? Uh, Soumya, there are many ways you can interact or you can contribute to the Major League Hacking community. First, by participating or being active in the Discord community we have. Second is participating to hackathons. We have a couple of programs like MLH pre-fellow or fellowship programs where you can apply and get chance to work on live projects or live industry based or corporate level projects products. And the fourth is MLH coaches program, which is I am a part of. In MLH coaches programs are the people who are more of focus in organizing and helping students through hackathons. You can apply through the particular careers page in our website, that is mlh.io/careers, I guess. If let me quickly check the links. uh, that is how you can participate in the MLH community. And you need to explore, as Joshish said in the comment section, please explore as much as possible through different communities, different developer communities, and different things. Just make sure you don't stop learning anything just because you cannot do it. I remember one time I was learning ES6 in JavaScript, and I was about to copy paste things, and this was like the worst mistake I have done. It took me 1 week again to learn ES6 and do things on my own. If you are going through the course, if you are going to free code camp, don't copy the solutions anyway. If you are not able to solve the particular problem, note down the solution, have a look at the solution, understand what algorithm or which which technical concept they are using, and try again solving that thing on your own. If you are good to go in this, you can be good at coding, and you can be good at everything you are working on. I guess if there are any more question you can ask.
Okay, so if there are any other questions you all have, you can just ask. And thank you so much, Khalid, for answering all of them. People have really thanked you over here for describing in so detail, for answering and all of their doubts.
Thank you so much for inviting me for this session, first of all.
We are more than pleasured. Okay, if we don't have any more doubts, then let's move to the feedback form. Thank you everyone for attending the session. And I'll just quickly again tell you about the giveaway. So we have a giveaway of 750 INR Amazon gift card from LNAI team. The steps to participate is again explore and start the LN Web SDK on GitHub. The link I'll be providing you right now. And another step is to fill out the form with the GitHub username you used to start the repo, and then fill this form, and you are all set to win. So we'll be having a single winner for this giveaway, and your chances are very high. So wishing everyone all the best, and thank you everyone for attending the session. Please fill out the feedback form I'll be sending you now. To be eligible for giveaways, that feedback form is in the comment sections. Go fill it out, and all the winners will be announced on our Instagram page. So do follow GTSC on Instagram, and thank you everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the session, and thank you Khaled for enlightening us with so many things revolving around hackathon and the pitches, how one
Thank you
can
so much.
definitely use it.
Thank you so much, Shankla, for inviting. And if from the audience, if you have any doubts or feedbacks, please free to reach out to me in any of my socials.
Yeah, you can definitely, I think, follow Khaled on LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever social media he's active on. With this, let's wrap up the session. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you all have filled the feedback form and you all are eligible for our giveaways. Thank you.